We work in secret. We exist in shadow.
And we dress in black.
TheoNerds.net. Self-Destructor is listed on Chevelle's 9th album, Niratias, which is an acronym for Nothing is Real and This is a Simulation. The album highlights themes such as space exploration, alien encounters, and environmentalism. The music video features both Pete and Sam dressed as the Men in Black. They locate an astronaut seeking to hide an alien artifact in a forest. Once Pete and Sam make physical contact with the artifact, they are transported to another dimension, where upon returning to Earth, the astronaut is dead and unable to complete the concealment of the artifact. The term Men in Black was coined by John A. Keel, a UFO researcher. When commenting on the study of this phenomenon, he stated, "I do not feel the aliens are from other planets, but I believe we are dealing with the devil, fallen angels, and his demons. These evil spirits have been with us as long as recorded history and use deception, trickery, stunts to make us think they are alien." Describing the Men in Black, he concluded, "The devil's emissaries of yesteryear have been replaced by the mysterious Men in Black. These quasi-angels of biblical times have become magnificent spacemen. The demons, devils, and fallen angels were recognized as liars and plunderers by early man." This is particularly poignant since Keel did not confess the Christian faith. Mars Simuli, Chevelle's subsequent music video on the album, includes a reference to Arthur C. Clarke and Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey's moon monolith. Within the book series, the monolith represents an alien artifact that grants scientific knowledge and activates a portal through which the protagonist David Bowman enters and spiritually evolves to a point where he is able to thwart God's universal judgment.
What's gonna happen?
Something big.
William Cooper, in his Mystery Babylon series, explains the Masonic or Luciferian philosophy that is embedded in the original film.
What is this? It's a monolith. It is the black stone of foundation. It is represented by obelisks. It is the generative force. It is the symbol of the truth. It is the symbol of the gift here of intellect to man in his primitive state by Satan. When this little fellow gets up enough guts, he's going to touch it, and he will be imparted intelligence. What is the capstone of the temple? The master mason, the initiate. He is now the first priest, the master of the lodge. He sits in the east, and he holds the power of knowledge that no one else has. He has the first original thought. He is the first priest, the first king, and the first power upon earth, outside of the natural realm of the forces of nature. You know what he's thinking? I'm God. That's what he's thinking. I'm God.
Likewise, Self-Destructor ends with a piano outro inspired by Faith No More's Epic, which peddles Luciferian imagery and ideas in its music video and lyrical composition.
There's a lot of meaning to me, but there should also be a lot of meaning for other people, what they pull out of it as well. So some songs they have deeper meanings than others. I'll just leave it there.
This postmodern philosophy of songwriting works well in a pluralistic society where everyone keeps to themselves and gets along. However, this does not hold weight in the face of polarizing political, religious, and sociological issues such as the 245 debate. Both Pete and Sam depart from their own songwriting philosophy in Self-Destructor, which reached #1 on the Billboard mainstream rock charts. A clear line is drawn in the sand where those who question 245 are at war with everyone, going as far as to imply that millions are dying from such anti-science practices. Interestingly, Self-Destructor was penned before
Unspecified Virus of Unknown Origin,
much like Tool's Fear Inoculum, in which Sam, the band's drummer, specifically says the song is about
because this whole record most of it was written and done back in 2019. And then we've finished it. Pete and I finished the last few songs in March of 2020.
Okay.
So it was actually before the pandemic. So it was all written and done, which is it's coincidental that the song Self-Destructor is about movement.
Ironically, Sam Loeffler embraces the Nietzsche philosophy of nihilism, which stipulates that there is no objective truth.
Live and learn, and like Sam says, just be kind. Although Sam's a nihilist, so where do you get that from? I don't know.
Just be kind.
Yeah,
If everyone were kind, we'd have zero problems.
It is the nihilist that certainly denies certainty and is different to demonstrable scientific conclusions. This anti-science sentiment is jointly expressed around
245
by both Sam and Pete, who admit that they would take any injection without question as long as they can play live gigs again and start touring.
if somebody called me and said, "Come on and get it," I would get in my car and go. Anything to start the process of getting back to normal, I'm up for. You know, I'm a big believer in the progress we've made over the last 100 years, 200 years or whatever it is of
245
eradicating diseases. So I'm on board. I want to get back to work. I want to have fun. I want to get back to what we do. And I want everyone else to as well. I mean, the music business has been decimated through this, but that's my world. But I know the whole world has. Every industry has been affected, in a bad way, and we got to pull ourselves out of this in some way.
A lot of my friends are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get the
245
or whatever," and I'm like, "I don't give two shits about it. Just give me the
245
if I can go play something,
Yeah.
go play a show, give it to me. Give me
That's
two of
me.
them.
Yeah.
I'll take one in each arm, and I'll carry one around in my pocket if you want me to.
Yeah. Just shoot everybody else up. Doesn't matter.
I just want to go to work. I just want
Yeah.
to go to work. That's it."
Thankfully, science doesn't speak. Sadly, Chevelle, like many others, has embraced and is knowingly or unknowingly promoting a new world religion called Scientism.
Yeah. Just shoot everybody else up. Doesn't matter.
The monopolization of scientific thought and the contempt towards those who question established doctrine is evidence of this. The term "science says" makes no sense because science cannot speak.
Well, duh.
And stating so is to attribute human characteristics to an abstraction, which is a reification of terms. The field of science has no dogma. The mantra of "trust the science" is itself an anti-science proposition. If the prevailing scientific paradigm is never questioned, scrutinized, or examined, then it becomes stagnant and hinders progression. For example, if Galileo trusted the science of his day, he would have not so zealously sought out to prove heliocentrism. Therefore, the contempt of demonstrable truth, which nihilism denies, and informed consent, which Pete and Sam are both indifferent to, is essential to a worldview that can make true science intelligible. Is it possible that Pete and Sam have knowingly or unknowingly embraced doctrines of devils and are promoting sentiments that transcend space, time, and matter? A characteristic specifically applicable to the latter days. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
The prophecy is true.
C.S. Lewis's Screwtape Letters describes the imagined correspondence between such forces. There are two equal and opposite errors into which our race can fall about the devils. One is to disbelieve in their existence. The other is to believe and to feel an excessive and unhealthy interest in them. They themselves are equally pleased by both errors and hail a materialist or a magician with the same delight. Are we being prepared for an alien encounter by forces that require the adoption of scientism to achieve their universal aims? Aims that would unite both the materialist and the magician?